Welcome to ZimLadies Roundtable podcast. I am Tino, and this is my co-host, Dr. Tafi. Join us as we dive into real conversations about empowerment, culture, and progress. Each episode, we share stories, explore important topics, and connect with our vibrant community. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, ZimLadies Roundtable, and tune in to BWTV and Cityscape Radio on brownstoneworldwide.com for all the latest content, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at ZimLadies RT to stay connected.
We're here to discuss Her Promise Circle, which is a faith-based community where like-minded women come together to nourish their mind, body, and soul. They offer weekly Bible studies, monthly coaching, fitness accountability, entrepreneurship workshops, and more. Through faith-based coaching and mentorship, they empower women to grow spiritually, personally, and professionally in a supportive and uplifting environment. We're excited to introduce Tabith, a valued member of Her Promise Circle. Tabith embodies the spirit of community with her dedication to growing in faith and supporting others on their journey. She has been an active participant in her programs, contributing her unique perspective and passion for uplifting women. We're so grateful to have her as part of our circle. Tabith has a degree in psychology and a master's in organizational management. She combines her educational background with her calling to guide individuals toward transformation and purpose. Professionally, she's a loan specialist for a mortgage company, specializing in auditing processes to ensure financial accuracy and compliance. Welcome, Tabith. I'd love to know what inspired you to create or join a faith-based community like Her Promise Circle.
Hi. I actually didn't create HPC, so Her Promise Circle HPC. So it was created by our founder, McCall Carlock, and she lives in Atlanta. She's based in Atlanta. It was a funny story how I came across it. You would never guess. I saw it on TikTok, actually.
Wow.
And it was during COVID. And, everything was shut down and you can't really go anywhere, things like that. So I'm just scrolling. And at this point, I had just moved to Indianapolis. So I had moved to Indianapolis by myself, and I didn't really know too many people, couldn't get out to go to church. And I was missing that small group element. And so I was on TikTok, and then there's this girl whose TikToks that I liked, and I saw her post one and was like, join our Bible study on Thursday. So I was like, okay. So then I joined her Bible study on Thursday. And back then it was like super small, and it was like her and her friends. But like I kept going, and I kept going. And like we started drawing more people in. Now there's like so many girls from like all across the state. We have girls from Texas, we have girls in Miami, we have girls in Vegas. Like there's so many girls, and it just keeps growing.
Wow. That's amazing. I've heard of, I think there's someone here in Indiana who's trying to do the same kind of circle. I hope it works out for them, because people really need that, especially young women need that. How does Her Promise Circle help nourish women's minds, their body, and the soul in a holistic way?
So I believe that for you to be successful, you have to feed every aspect of your body. So just like that scripture talks about, oh, you need your eyes to see, you need your your hands to touch, but your feet can't talk and your mouth can't walk type thing. So you can't just take care of one part of your body and not take care of the other.
Right.
So like doing what we do with like Bible study and faith-based work feeds your soul. And then we have the fitness coaching that works on your body. And then we have the mindset coaching. We have professionals come in and talk to the girls that takes care of your mind. So we're working on every single aspect so that you can be whole.
I absolutely love that. You can't just feed one part of yourself without feeding the rest of you. So I truly understand that. So can you share how the weekly Bible studies have impacted the lives of women in your community and yourself as well? How has that impacted your life?
For me, it gives me kind of like a sense of routine because Bible study is every week at 7 o'clock. And it's virtual, so you can tune in. There's no excuse like, oh, I couldn't make it to church, or I'm sick, oh, whatever. Like, you can just turn it on, turn off your camera, have it in the background, and Bible study is typically maybe an hour. If it's really intense, then maybe an hour and a half. But like that's roughly the time. And then after Bible study, we have post Bible study, and that's when typically the girls whose cameras were off, those cameras come on, and then the recording stops. And then after that, we start actually, okay, what did you get from this Bible study? Throughout the whole Bible study, people are commenting like throughout the session, but at the end, that's where people feel more comfortable to actually unmute themselves and really share like what's going on, how this affected them, how this connected to the week's Bible study. So that alone, I feel like that's the intimacy piece that most people, most women are missing from their week. Like they don't have that. They don't have that the safe space that they can come to and oh my gosh, like I really want to learn about the Bible, but my friends don't really do that. I really want to talk about the Bible, but my family didn't go to church growing up, so I don't know who I'm supposed to talk about that with. And then I'm over here um Googling things and I'm on TikTok and I'm trying to figure it out by myself, which those things can be good, but like there's just so many voices out there. And that can be a really dangerous thing for somebody who is number one curious, because when you're curious like that, you could be pulled in by anything.
Oh,
And not
yeah.
to say that we are the end all be all of things, but I also believe in taking everything from the Bible and fact checking everything, even from your own pastor. So that's not really a skill that baby Christians typically have. So we like to be with women from all walks of life, from baby Christian to people who have been Christian for decades, because our ages range from that. We have young girls and we have more mature women. So
As you mentioned that you moved here by yourself, as
mhm.
a young woman who's just relocated to a place and then you find this group, what has it done for you personally and as a Christian woman?
I think it's really elevated by networking skills, because at HPC, I'm in charge of community engagement. So I'm reaching out to women, like whether or not they come the first time or they're still coming. I'm kind of that, hey, like we missed you in Bible study, or hey, like, did you know that we're doing this? Or hey, I'm like the touch point person who's keeping up with the people, making sure they feel included. Because what happens, like even at church, you go to church, and then you don't feel like going one day,
And
and
no one
then
checks up on you?
nobody checks on you, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, well, they didn't notice if I was there or not, so who cares if I
Right.
go? And so that whole thing, we have girls who come and then they don't come for a while, but then when they come back, it's like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I've been gone for so long, and then they're received by the other girls that have seen them come before, and they're like, oh, like what's been going on, we missed you. And like if they were just like not being consistent at their church, they wouldn't get that. And then they'll be like, well, nobody missed me anyway. And then that, I don't want to go into that, but that kind of, for most people, is the foundation of like the church hurt and like nobody caring. And so I think it's really important to have a community like that, especially with women, that you can just, be yourself and just talk about what you need to talk about and just be there to meet with God as well.
I love that. I love that aspect of checking in on each other when, you don't show up or you've been away for a long time. Because I know with my church, my Nashville assembly is pretty small, and when I don't show up to church, trust and believe somebody is texting me, Dr. T, where were you today? Are you okay? Will you be there next week? And they'll
Mm-hmm.
check on me during the week. So I completely understand that aspect is definitely needed because, a lot of these, even churches or big groups, you don't get that personal relationship with people. So, so, and you also mentioned that you guys also tie in fitness, right? How does that tie into your mission of the holistic well-being, the fitness part of it?
Well, we all know, most of us know that your body is a temple. So you have to treat it as such. So taking care of your body is not only feeding it, but it's also making sure that it is fit. And if it's fit, then that means it's healthy. And if it's healthy, that doesn't mean that we're promoting women to be skinny or whatever, but you have to be just intrinsically healthy within your body, whether that means just whatever your fitness level is, whether that means just walking or that means going to a strength training session. We have an app called Habitat. And so whatever workout you do for that day, you just go and you just hit the check mark and then you worked out for that day. And so there's a option on there to nudge somebody if they haven't worked out that day, to just give them a little
Love
like a
it.
girl, like I haven't seen your check mark today. Where's it at? Type thing. So it's not something like, oh my gosh, you got to work out. But also we offer the one-on-one personalized meal plan for the girlies who want to get deeper into that. But if you know what you want to do and you just need a reminder, like, oh, I see Tino went, I see Saki went, oh, I should probably go.
Right.
Mhm.
And
I
it
love
probably
that.
builds discipline in
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
all areas of life.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question. So, who is it? The leaders? Are there leaders, specific leaders that are leading this, the fitness part of it, the coaching and all of that, or is it just kind of oh yeah, everybody's kind of pitching in to help each other out?
Yeah, there's a leadership team. I'm part of the leadership team. McCall is our CEO, and we have I don't want to mess up these people's titles, but we have somebody who's in charge of like prayer,
Uh-huh.
and her name is Brittany, and so she is, if not saying that God hears people's prayers differently, but she prays, and you're like, oh, is my mom praying right
Mountains
now?
move.
Yeah, but she prays and she does a very good job. So like we have a prayer request station.
Oh,
And so
mhm,
whoever wants to put in their prayer request can do that. And every morning, every Wednesday morning at 6 a.m., she leads Wednesday morning prayers. And so we'll get on there with her and then she'll lead us in that. We have Tamar, she is our book club coordinator. And so we go through, used to be monthly, now we're doing bi-monthly because life is so busy. It takes so long to get through
mhm,
books now, especially when you're reading your own books, plus the book club book, plus probably another book club book.
mhm.
So starting this month, we're going to be doing that bi-monthly. And I don't want to spoil her review. But last month we just finished The Garden Within by Dr. Anita Phillips.
Okay.
So that was a really good book about feeding your soul.
Okay.
And then at the beginning of the year, we did The Mountain Is You, and I highly recommend that book. That was less faith-based, but very much more self-reflection. So that was really good. I'm sorry, can you hear my dog? Do you hear my dog barking?
She's not too
A
loud.
little bit.
I'm like, should I put him up in the cage? Like, I
Oh
don't
no,
wanna-
you're
Oh
okay.
no, yeah, we can hear you. You're fine.
Okay, but I'm sorry. Did I answer your question or did I miss some of it?
No, yes, absolutely. You did. You did.
So how does, because obviously the founder of Her Promise Circle is an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have other entrepreneurs in the group? And how does Promise Circle support them?
So every month, along with the coaching, we have professionals that come in.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have like a financial empowerment professional, and he typically comes in several times, and he'll go through a whole presentation with the girls and leave time for Q&A, and then he'll provide them with like tools and tips to budget their money and things like that. We'll have business owners come in and they'll talk about the ins and outs of their business. Last month, we had a woman who owns her own cleaning company. And then, so she came in and she talked about the origins of that and how she got her business off the ground and talked a little bit about that. Last year, we had, call it a retreat in Atlanta, where we had speakers come in and they were all women and they were all entrepreneurs. One owned a therapy practice, one, they did things like that. And then they talked about their business and their life and their spiritual life and how that tied in with each other. So we do a lot of things that it's not just here, don't take my word for it type thing. Like we actually go out and like seek professionals who specialize in that specific thing and kind of bring them to the attention of women like, okay, we found this person. If we found this person, there's lots of more people like them. So you can also go find somebody like them, if not use this person, or ask questions and find out how you can become that person. In June, upcoming June 21st, we're going to be having a wellness fair, and that's going to be in Atlanta as well. And we're going to have just a whole women's centered event of like OBGYNs are gonna come in. Mikal herself, she's a respiratory therapist, so she's gonna be there and she's gonna have some of her friends come in. And it's just whatever is health related, whatever is women focused, we're gonna have it there. And it's gonna be an opportunity for women to walk around and see what information that they're looking for, have a couple of speakers and just help women in whatever way that we can.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is very
So,
amazing.
so these monthly coaching sessions, do you tie them in with your Bible study days or do you add those days to your program?
Those are separate. So if you want to come to Bible study, then you just come to Bible study and that's perfectly okay. So that's every Thursday. And then the coaching kind of switches around based on whoever is leading the coaching. So if I'm leading a coaching, then I'll just pick a day that I'm available. But we try to make it consistent to be like, okay, I'm going to be like the second Tuesday of every month. But that's typically how we pick those days. And I'll do like a group coaching, like now is in the past, but I would have done a group coaching this week. But then I also do individual coaching to where somebody can book a session with me and we can meet on a one-on-one basis. And Yeah, so everything that we do is separate. The coaching is separate, the professionals coming in are separate, the Bible study is separate, and some months we have like a special event, like we'll based on the time of the year, we'll do like a vision board making one, or we'll do like a HPC hangout. If sometimes when Bible study goes a little bit too long, is because people want to share a lot. And so then we realize that, oh, they haven't shared in a long time. So then we'll create a separate day for that. Because before we started setting up boundaries, like
it was a mess, wasn't it? The time
We understand that.
same thing we had to do. We had to set boundaries as well. And it was just the two of us. So we get it.
yeah, there was a time where we didn't get off Bible study. Mind you, Bible study starts at 7. We didn't get up Bible study till around 11, and people were crying,
Oh
and
my
it
goodness.
was great. Like it was a great experience, but like just to be mindful of people's times,
Right.
like we if we see like, okay, this is probably a heavier topic, we'll either split it into sections and parts, or we'll do like, oh, okay, if anybody wants to do a hangout, we're going to meet on the 28th, and that's the time where people will come in and give their life update. And you'll know when you're going there, you're going to be listening to people's updates, and you're going to be sharing your own. So it's not like, oh, I came for Bible study, I didn't want it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And now I gotta go. I
Yeah.
didn't come here for this.
Oh, we understand setting boundaries for sure. We've had to cut down on, because we're very chatty. So we love to talk, and we've had to cut down on our time. But also, when it comes to an audience as well, you don't want to take away, from what else they're doing, and then next week they'll say, "Oh, it's too long." So
Yeah.
I don't have that time for that this week. So maybe I'll join another time when I do have time, and you'll end up having people falling off.
Yeah.
But you talked about, people sharing their updates and and whatnot. Can you share a success story or testimony from either yourself or a member who has been transformed through your programs?
Um, I can't share a specific one only because we're just so like this is a safe space and whatever you bring here is here. But I will say that there is one girl who I've had conversation with, and we just noticed that like, or we talked about how far she has come since the first time that we've met, because I'm sure she'll know who she is, but there's this one conversation where I just remember how she was like, I was supposed to get mad and I didn't.
Oh,
And I was like,
that's a big one.
yeah. And I asked her, I was like, why do you think that is? She's like, I don't know, maybe I just don't care. And I was like, okay, so, and what does not caring mean? And she's just like, I don't know, maybe I just don't care. And I was like, it literally means like you are at peace now. Like you're finding peace
Yeah,
within yourself to where you don't have to be upset over every
yeah.
little thing. And you don't have to be distracted by the things that people say and the things that people do that would normally like rock your world and ruin your day, and then you'll be ready to be like, tab, no, 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 no. But now like you're just here and you're just like, that should have bothered me, but I didn't, and I don't know why. And like, you know why, because you have been doing the work on yourself by the way that you
Right.
carry yourself, the things that you say, the things that you post are not what you posted when I first added you on social
Right.
media.
You can see the growth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And not to say that I'm perfect or any of the leadership is perfect or anything like that, but it's just a beautiful thing seeing the tangible difference, and also seeing them realize it on their own. Like, I'm different, like, I'm changing, and that's growing, whether they know it or not. And that's like the funny thing about growth is like, you can't just, it's not something that you just wake up and be like, oh, I grew. Like it's just like
Mhm.
that slow
It's a slow process.
It
realization
is.
of I don't have that opinion anymore. I don't think that way anymore. And it's just freeing, I feel like.
It
I
is.
feel like sometimes people don't realize that growth comes with forgiveness. And it's not
Mm.
forgiveness for other people, it's forgiveness for yourself.
Yourself,
Mhm.
For
yeah.
the things you've accepted, things you haven't done, things you
Yeah.
do want to do, living in fear. It's like it's a whole package of things that you
Mhm.
need to get over
Hmm.
in order to develop into a different person. So
Hmm.
we get it. What advice would you give women who are seeking a faith-based community to grow and thrive on their walk with God?
I would say there's lots of them out there. You would just have to do your research. You do your research on everything, whether it's looking for a community, whether it's going to church, whether it's listening to a pastor. Like the internet is a good resource if you use it the correct way.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You just look up what the teachings are, what the kind of things that they post, attend a message, watch a sermon, do whatever it is. Because like I mentioned before, like hearing the voice of God now, especially with everything going on and with everyone who's allowed to have a microphone if they have the money to buy one.
Yeah.
But you know, on TikTok, they're like $2.
They really are.
Literally, literally. So in our community and in my sessions, in my coaching sessions, I might give you my viewpoint sometimes, and I might, give you my insight when you ask for it. But most of the time, I will encourage you to go back and look up what I said. And you won't need the internet because you're just going to go on the Bible app and type in, this is what Tab said. And if it doesn't pop up, then don't listen to it. And I
Mm.
tell them that all the time because I could be in a coaching with you and I can be like, um, God has an even greater plan for you than you have for yourself. So you just need to keep trusting in him and just know that he has your life in his hands. And then you could be like, okay, you're just trying to make me feel better. Like, why would you say that? Like, how do you know that?
So
I'd be
many
like,
verses that you can use. Jeremiah
Oh,
29
yeah.
11.
Hmm.
exactly. I'd be like, look, Ephesians 3:20. Look it up.
Go look it up.
What does it say? God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you can ever ask or
Right.
think. Look it up.
Mm.
I'm not giving you sunshine and rainbows like, oh, everything's gonna be okay. It might
Hmm.
not be, and that's the reality. It might not be okay.
Right.
Why? Like that's just the reality of life, but you know that as long as you have God with you, you'll have that peace that surpasses all understanding. You'll at least have that comfort knowing that he will never leave you nor forsake you. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just when people first become Christians, they think it's like, oh, now my life is fixed forever. I'm like,
It could
once
get
you
a
get
little
back,
worse.
yeah,
Yeah.
once you get
Sometimes things get
baptized,
real bad before they get great.
exactly. Once you get baptized that first time, you never feel that way again for a very long time.
That bliss. It's like a bliss. You're like
Yeah.
floating for the first, then just life happens. That's when you get tested.
Oh,
How much of a
yeah.
Exactly.
Christian really are you when
Yes.
that
Hmm.
honeymoon period is gone,
Hmm.
when the trials
Hmm.
begin?
And even just with friends and just the people around you, you find that you're now living this different life, right? Or you're at least
Hmm.
trying to live a different life, and some people are not accepting of that. Some of the friends
Mhm.
that you've had for all your life might not even be accepting of that because they're not in that space yet.
Hmm.
And even though you can encourage them, and but some people are just not ready to hop on that. But
Yeah.
it's I'd love to know, how do women who are ready to hop on it, to that are ready to take on the world to walk with God, how do they join a group such as yours, as Her Promise? How do they do that? Where do they find you?
Um, they literally can just jump right in. they can just jump right into all the services that we have. Instagram, Her Promise Circle. Pretty much every week the link will be posted. You can go on herpromisecircle.com and you can sign up on the mailing list, and it'll give you an email every week with everything you need. So McCall, she is very she is very much detailed to the T.
Mm-hmm.
Every week is a different Bible study, and it'll be pages. It'll be pages, and it won't even be like half done. It'll be like,
She gives it time. She prepares.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it'll be like something that you should be purchasing,
Right.
you know? And she just puts so much time into it every week, and it's so different. So like I said earlier, I think we try to structure with something like faith. It just really depends on you. It just really depends on you how deep you want to go with it, because we provide you with the resources. You
Right.
have the study guide. It's your choice whether you read it or not. You don't have to read it. You could just show up and you can just watch the Zoom, and it'll be beneficial either way, because you'll have the conversation and you'll get the teaching and you'll get the scripture. If you take notes, that's on you. If you go through the Bible study, the Bible study guide, and you actually answer the questions, because there's reflection questions, there's journaling questions, you're responsible for how deep that you go, because there's lots of opportunity within the Bible study. In the 6 a.m. calls, it's your responsibility to wake up. If you need help waking up, Brittany will call you. Because she lives in Chicago, and so she gets up at 5 a.m. when it's our 6 a.m. So she's up. So she's calling people if people can't make it, and most of the time she's calling me. But I'm I am learning to wake up early. I just can't sometimes.
It can be
But
rough.
yeah, every first Monday is monthly prayer call where we discuss our theme for the month. And so I think that's tomorrow. Our theme for the month and what we're going to be focused on, any prayer centered focuses. So it just depends on you. If you want to dive all in, then you have all of these resources at your disposal. And you also get the monthly coaching call when you become a member, because we do a membership now only for the privacy of our group. So if you want to join and just watch the Bible study, then you watch it on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram Live. But if you want to join in our conversation where people divulge information about themselves, then that's going to be on Zoom. So all you have to do is just sign up for the newsletter and all that. Then you get the Zoom link, so you're not just saying your business on Instagram Live, you know. So, well, however deep you want to get, we have the resources for you to get that deep. We also do Bible plans. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of moving parts all at once. So it's really how much can you take?
So is it because there's a lot going into this. There's a lot of time, there's a lot of effort. It's structured well. There's a lot of commitment. Is it all free?
No. So starting January 1st last year, we instituted the membership that I was talking about. So just if you just want to be virtual and just do Bible study and just get the free hangouts and stuff like that, it's like $5 a month or something like that.
Okay.
But from there, if you want a complimentary one-on-one coaching session, then the price will go according to whatever you want. But everything else, as far as like, if you are a premium paid member, then you get everything that is offered included in the price. But if you want to attend like a therapist who's coming in to do a hangout session or whatever, a question and answer session, that might cost something like $6 or $7 per time, which is still cheaper than like a $80 therapy
Oh
session
yeah.
when you're going to. It's
Therapy is not even $80,
It's more
Pat.
than that. It's at least $100 a session.
yeah. So we try to make it affordable to where, because these people have to be paid. So
Right.
you have to
Mm,
structure it in a way that, okay, if you pay for something, you're more inclined to use it and you're more
Exactly.
inclined to
yeah.
be committed to it.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And so it's like Planet Fitness, like, well, you might go, you might not, because it's like $5. But if you pay for like a fitness center where it's $100 a month, you're gonna go.
You're gonna go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So not saying that our prices are $100, but like if you at least invest something into it, it's gonna mean something to you. And
Hmm.
like I said, we take our whole privacy thing very seriously, and
Mm-hmm.
having it paid, just like with things like clubs or bars or things like that, you pay at the door to deter any kind of thing that's going on, keeps all that
Mm-hmm.
out.
Mm.
And so
Right.
it just brings the exclusivity together.
Right. Wow. That
Oh
is
yeah.
amazing.
That
Oh,
is amazing.
we also do Sister Circle, and I think that's starting in spring, to where I think that would answer your question a little bit better to the girls who want to go deeper. That is an 11-week program that
Hmm.
meets weekly, and that'll be like a small cohort of girls, and you have to apply to be in it, just answer questions and things like that. And it'll be like 3, 4, 5 girls at a time with each mentor.
Mhm.
And the mentors will be like us, the leadership team, and it won't be like somebody from whoever.
Right.
And it'll be structured that way. We have a book that we created with
Mhm.
questions and a journal and things like that. So it's 11 weeks of meeting every week, just progressing through that sister circle program. We'll go through
Mhm.
topics like forgiveness, we'll go through like anger, we'll go through strongholds. And being in that tight knit group, like I've had girls like say, can we just keep doing sister circle all year? Like, I'm like, you just have to sign up with another group of girls next time. And
Mhm.
but that experience is typically a paid experience, but it's something very nominal because you just pay for the materials that we send you, because then we send you your journal and we'll send you the things that you need, so you don't have any excuses like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that.
Hmm.
So
Mhm.
we set you up that way.
Wow. It all really sounds amazing.
It
I hope one
does.
day we can meet the founder, because
Yeah.
that's that's a lot of work. I remember when we first started Zim Ladies, we were so overwhelmed because we were
Yes.
deep, knee deep in it. We did so many things. Every week it was
Every
something
week.
different.
Yep.
It was
Mhm.
this, it was that. And we have a community, 100 ladies that are in a WhatsApp group that we used to discuss different topics with. And so we can
Hmm.
understand about safety, privacy, and it
Yes.
being a safe space.
Hmm.
Um, so thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it.
Hmm.
We hope everyone is feeling inspired and uplifted. Until next time, stay connected and continue to walk in faith and in purpose. Have a blessed day. And Her Promise Circle is on Instagram, and it's herpromisecircle.com, right?
Right.
Okay. That's where you can find the community of ladies, Christian women, like minded women, if you would like to join. As always, find us on Instagram and Facebook at ZimLadies RT. Visit our website at ZimLadiesRT.com and catch us on Cityscape Radio on BrownstoneWorldwide.com every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you, Tab. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.